It's a loopy Tuesday here on the PHLY Eagles podcast. EJ Smith is here. We're going to talk about the coordinators. We'll hear from Brandon Graham of the Unblocked podcast. Much more to come after these intros. Live from the Xfinity studio, it is the PHLY Eagles podcast presented by Bet365 and Ashley. EJ Smith is here. He has talked to Kevin Patullo. He has talked to Vic Fangio. He has talked to Michael Clay. We're going to hear what he heard, what he thinks is important, what you need to know. We're going to hear from Brandon Graham. A little discussion about Zach Bond and how he slept last night. All good stuff. How you doing, EJ?
I'm doing well. We do have some breaking news around the NFL.
Oh, breaking news. What do we got?
The Houston Texans have released CJ Gardner-Johnson. Surprising.
Interesting, considering yesterday the Eagles released Kenyon Green.
I hadn't thought about that. Yeah, I mean,
maybe it was a suicide pact.
Yeah, it's just...
that only went into effect the fourth time the Eagles released Kenyon Green.
The worst trade ever.
Somewhere in the fine print of that deal. If you release there, maybe that's why. Actually, that would explain the roster dance with the Eagles and Kenyon Green. If they knew that there was a clause in the deal of their trade that if we release this guy four times you then have to release CJ Gardner-Johnson.
I mean, if the Texans agreed to that,
it would be an odd thing for them to agree on. But it was an odd trade to begin with.
Maybe they're like, oh man, Kenyon Green.
There's no way he's going to go unclaimed 3 different times.
But it is surprising. I mean, would you take him back?
I would expect that the Texans waiving him out of nowhere, just releasing him out of nowhere, is probably signal that the Eagles are not going to just take him back.
I mean,
but I don't know. I mean,
I tend to agree that it's not a coincidence that he keeps bouncing from team to team. But I also
team to team.
I also feel like, I mean, I can say that the indication when they traded him in the offseason was that it was not a character thing. It wasn't like a locker room waves thing. I know that he has big fans in that building still. So I don't know. If they were in a worse spot at safety, I probably would be more bullish on the idea of him coming back. But I almost wonder if he could find a better opportunity elsewhere.
You would think he could.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, listen, they have never not made it to the Super Bowl with CJ Gardner-Johnson on the roster.
Yeah.
So there's reason for that. And it's certainly they would get him cheaper than they thought they were going to have to get him at last year.
Could you sign him and play him at nickel and put Cooper on the outside? Is that a better version of a secondary than what you have currently?
That's interesting.
It is.
I don't know if he is as spry as a nickel as he was at the beginning of his career. I feel like he is a full-time safety now, don't you?
I tend to agree. But I also think I think it would probably be a better version of the Eagles secondary still. I mean,
certainly the base would be improved.
Let's use
if you were going to still have Makuba in the nickel, but CJ Gardner-Johnson in the base.
I think if you brought him in, he'd be starting.
But see, that's the problem.
Into that. Vic Fangio talked about the fact
I don't think
he doesn't want to rotate the safeties.
And that's the sense. I don't think you want to play that game with Makuba, right? He's already playing. You don't.
Yeah, and he's playing well. He's
playing fine.
I would go even further and say he's playing well in the role that they're asking of him. So I think I probably don't do it, but
let us know in the chat.
Yeah,
we're trying to make this show conversational. Okay, you can weigh in the chat. You're live. You're watching. Do you think the Eagles should bring back CJ Gardner-Johnson? Howie Roseman's watching, so he's probably going to listen.
Do you know another way? Just one of the many ways.
Subscribe to the channel. Like the video.
At 50K. We are at 49.3 thousand. We need the help.
Become a diehard. You can read EJ's story. You can read Fran's story. You can read Les Bowen's story.
One of the many ways that I am learning that you were washed is that you refer to
Support by becoming a member of the supporters club.
it. You have you.
Big Brothers Big Sisters month is going on. There's a lot of stuff that you can do to help us. We help you. You help us.
I love how you tried to stall there. I'm still gonna deliver this knife in your back on how washed you are. It's just chat. It's not the chat.
What are you talking about?
Have you heard when Vinny refers to it? It's chat. It's just chat. You haven't heard this expression before? The chat.
Yeah, it's the chat. You're just dropping words.
No, it's literally people call it chat, not the chat. It's okay.
What are you talking about?
We're gonna work on culturing you.
Listen,
get with the times.
You got to know. There are some allegations that are unfair. Me being washed. I don't know if you've ever watched this show before. I am on many fronts very washed.
Oh,
admittedly
you are.
So.
Totally washed. Yeah. Just gotta,
but not because I don't say the chat.
No, this is all. It's
what do
all
I gotta start saying?
emblematic.
Skibbity bibbity bop.
See, I don't
just
know
all this nonsense. Gen Z
I don't know
stuff.
what generation that's from.
Skibbity toilet or whatever it is.
Skibbity Riz is what that is.
Oh, okay.
That's
those of you in Riz. Let us know if you think the Eagles should bring back CJ Gardner-Johnson.
Riz is there are certain things that's like in the drippy category. Like we can't say Riz. That's not for us. Oh, you're trying to coin it as the chat.
Yeah. Coin it. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Did you notice that?
I've been getting roasted for the coinage.
Good.
Yeah. I gotta take the L.
So are you washed? Like
I'm not washed.
Okay. So you're allowed to just be wrong about something.
I mean, yes, that is totally true. You act like that's not true. Coined it. We were just talking on the post-game show. I didn't know that this was going to be.
No. This was not some aside. You came out full chest out like this is.
I coined it. If all I'm saying is if you look on a certain social media platform and you put in the quotes Jordan Davis game into your search bar, at the final whistle, the first person to tweet it was me.
That's not coining. Also, you had an advantage. You were at the game.
Everybody's got to coin it. Everybody has to coin something, you know?
Like, that's not true. Everybody has true. That's not
every
expression. That's not a truism.
Somebody has to be the first one to
no,
say
but that
everything.
No. That's not everybody has to coin something. That's everything. Somebody has coined everything. Not every person has to coin. So you have it reversed.
No, I was the first one to say
it's not like everybody will have their 15 minutes of fame. Everybody's going to coin something.
Everyone is going to be the first to say something. And got to take a whiff.
That's not true.
I hope that people know I'm not like serious about this though. I've gotten some people who have been like upset that I said I coined it. Like, I know, guys, like it's okay. It's just jokes. So
yeah, do you aside from whether they will or whether they should, do you think the Eagles will be interested in bringing CJ Gardner-Johnson back?
It's a good question. Like I said, I know that there are still fans of him in the organization, but
feels like Riz is pretty split here.
Riz or chat?
Oh, I thought we were just saying Riz.
I don't say Riz. I've never said Riz in a serious context ever. Riz, it's like charisma. I think that's where the word derives from. But it's like,
who was the the young kid like rizzed up Livy Dunn or whatever it was?
Oh, baby Gronk.
baby Gronk.
That sentence kills brain cells.
Yeah. Do you think Howie will be interested?
I don't know about that one. I imagine that's where it becomes a matter of like, do they really need to unsettle the locker room at this point in the season, and also does he have better opportunities? But that is not a seamless transition. Right, exactly.
It's not like, part of the selling point of bringing in a guy who has been here is that there is less of an onboarding process, and theoretically they can jump in, right where they left off to some degree. I think it would be much more eggshells
Yes.
C.J. Gardner-Johnson coming back.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I do think
also, why was he just released? Like, there's got to be something to that,
I
right?
don't know. Like, I could go either way with that. Part of me thinks like, yeah, that is a red flag that they cut him mid-season. They just traded for him and he was a starter for them. Like, what happened behind the scenes? But also, like, why does that matter to the Eagles? You know, like,
True.
because you could make the
Also,
same
they
argument.
they know him. They've handled him before.
Right. And like you think about like Jalen, when they drafted Jalen Carter, it's like he wasn't right for every team, but he might be right for the Eagles locker room. So I could see, I mean, I think that chat can sense that like we are kind of
that chat, not just chat.
chat. I think you can tell.
But I wouldn't say that the chat. So
What?
you're still giving it an article.
It's just chat.
You said that chat.
Yeah, I think that chat can tell. It's still you got to take the L on that one.
Okay, interesting. You still said that chat.
Yes.
How now that chat?
Yeah, I think it is obvious that we are sort of processing this in real time, just like everybody. But I mean, I think it would make their secondary better. That is kind of the bottom line that I have there.
Okay. All right. Well, now that we've explored today's vocabulary, let's take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll hear what Kevin Patullo said about the Eagles being in attack mode after that second half turnaround. So EJ invites me over the other day. He says, come over. We're going to watch game. Not the game. Game. We're going to watch game. I said, okay, that sounds great. Unfortunately, he's too worried about staying up with the times. He didn't bother to get the right setup for the game. Lagging, buffering, switching between apps, trying to find the game. He claimed he was big fan. Unfortunately, I was fan-fished. Because if you are a football fan, you just got to have Xfinity. It's the ultimate sports destination. You can find the best games and your favorite teams all in one place. And the way that you watch, these people are watching here, you're watching next level. It's the perfect fan flex. You get all the action right in your living room, plus Xfinity's best picture and sound with enhanced 4K. So clear it feels like you're in the stadium. So next game day, make sure that big fan isn't a big fail. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Multi-view requires Xfinity 4K capable TV box.
So somebody washed like Bo. You think of that meme, that guy with the backwards hat and the skateboard. How do you do, fellow
He's got
kids?
a name, Steve Buscemi.
You would know that. So if Bo wants to do that for Halloween or just to try and relate to the younger generation, maybe once or twice, he's going to need branded bills. That's right. Whether you need snapbacks, truckers, fitteds, beanies, or tees, Branded Bills has you covered with performance and style. Looking for some gear to make your brand stand apart from the crowd? Branded Bills has you covered with the best custom headwear. Start your order and their dedicated team will help you create the exact custom apparel you need. They have a partnership with Penn State as a part of their campus collection. Head to brandedbills.com and use BBPHLY for 15% off on your first order.
All right, back on the PHLY Eagles show, EJ. Let's start with Kevin Patullo because the offense certainly the most interesting storyline coming out of that game in terms of what comes next, given the turnaround from the first half to the second half. What did he have to say about it?
Yeah, I thought one of the most interesting things he talked about was it seemed like he actually agreed with the sentiment from Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown after the game. This notion that the offense has been too conservative, the offense needs to be more aggressive and not be so worried about playing not to lose. You think about what Kevin Patullo said last week about the type of game they were in against the Chiefs and how any mistake could have decided the game. He said that this past week in the lead up to the Rams game, the word of the week was attack. He said that they wanted to be aggressive. We have the quote up here. He said, the word the past week when I spoke to the offense was attack. We want to be in attack mode, and going into the game, that's what we wanted to do. The first drive was a good drive. We went for it on fourth down. We threw it at the goal line in the red zone. So we were in attack mode. We got stuck in those weird situations we just couldn't get out of. He was talking about backed up situations there, and basically said that kind of stalled the momentum and maybe the philosophy going into the game.
One thing that's interesting to me there is him specifically calling out throwing the ball in the red zone as part of being attack minded, because we've talked about this in the past that relative to the rest of the league, the Eagles throw in the red zone much less often, oftentimes because they're leading on the tush push. Now, on that drive, they ended up scoring because of the tush push, but I think it's interesting that he calls that out.
Yeah, I just think in general, he probably was mostly speaking about the contrast from the week before when they were very turnover averse and conservative in their play calling and their approach. I mean, Fran showed it. Like, they did have shot plays dialed up in those first couple series. What?
Well, I'm here with you, and I hear you say shot plays, and I have to. Of course, it goes right to my mind. Shots, explosive.
I don't think that chat knows about that.
Tell him. Tell chat.
One of Bo and my original inside jokes was the Jonathan Gannon video when he got unveiled as the Cardinals head coach, and he's talking to, who was it that he was talking to? Was it Hollywood Brown?
No, I don't think it was Hollywood. I think it might have been someone else.
It was one of the receivers.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, there he is, my guy." And he's like, "I don't even know what he said at the first."
Pew, pew.
He goes to the guy and he just goes, "Pew pew pew pew," and the receiver's looking at him like, What do you mean? He's like, "Shots, explosives."
And then there's Will Hernandez.
Big guard. Okay, I like it. So yeah, and I've got I don't know if I ever told you this. Jimmy Kempski's photo in my phone is Jonathan Gannon from the how'd you get in this morning? Did you take the bus? I don't know why that's Jimmy's photo on my phone, but it is. So yeah, a little bit. I hope Jonathan Gannon's not listening 16 minutes into the pod.
He is.
He's wondering why he just caught a stray.
Someone sent me a quote from Jonathan Gannon's press conference yesterday. Let me see if I can find it. It was very funny. Because, okay, here I have it. Here's the quote. He's talking about fundamentals. He says, he explained that it still comes down to fundamentals and also how the opposing defense played certain ways. And the quote here is, "It's correctable. We just have to ASAP correct them." And the placing of ASAP there,
ASAP correct
them, instead of correct them ASAP, I mean, that's an AI robot mistake there. That is not human.
I'm going the other way. I think that's him trying to be relatable and make it sound trendy.
You think that's him trying to go, "You fellow kids"?
Yeah, that's him using the word chat and using
we
the
have
noun
to ASAP
chat.
correct them.
ASAP correct them. He listens to
ASAP
Rocky. Yeah. It's interesting.
That's a red flag.
Yeah.
If we're snuffing out who we're not humans, that's a red flag.
My predecessor's not going to be happy with this JG chat.
I mean, I don't know. Friends around all the time.
All right, Kevin Patullo. So
Lofa Tutupu.
what did you make?
Tuesday.
What did you make of the Happy Tuesday? What did you make of him pointing to the backed up situations as a reason that they kind of got out of the plan going into the game?
Yeah, Fran broke this down well on the piece, which you can read on allphly.com if you are diehard. I actually don't think that that's unfair. I mean, I do think that their plan was to be aggressive in this game, and they did pass on first down a little bit more in those 3 and outs than they did a week ago. It is harder when the sample size is just 4 consecutive 3 and outs, right?
I do think that is the one thing I'm thinking about with this is that Kevin Patullo and Nick Sirianni, I think both have an instinct to be conservative when push comes to shove.
Absolutely.
I think that
I don't even think it's when push comes to shove. I think it's
at any opportunity. Yeah. Where it's you're in a backed up situation and your instinct there is to go, okay, we better not risk it. We better not push the envelope here. And I do think that does lean into the stuff that we heard from AJ and Jalen about we can't be scared to lose. They have enough talent where you still want them to force the issue in those instances. So I don't know. I wonder how that's going to play out throughout the season because there's always going to be a reason to be conservative, and I think that's probably going to be a trend this year. He was talking about the coward's draws on 3rd and long situations.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, they a lot of times you get drop 8 coverage there. And it's I understand that you point to that as a reason to be conservative, but it's I don't know. It's you have enough talent that you saw the way that A.J. Brown played. You can just run a 12-yard stop route with that guy and he can break a tackle and break it off for an explosive play.
Throw the ball 40 yards downfield and you might get a pass interference.
Right. It's just it's understandable in certain situations, but when it becomes a trend, I do think it's It just like it's not aligned with the amount of talent that
No,
the
and
Eagles
it's
have.
to the same point we've made about when you say you punt on fourth down from midfield, you're doing it because you're trusting your defense. Well, no, actually, trusting your defense would be
Yeah, saying you're
being
going to get the
willing to
ball in
give
the
them the
short
short
field.
field. It's
Yeah,
the same thing about you come out aggressive, and I'm not saying that they shouldn't run the ball.
yeah,
They need to run the ball better. Although actually they're running the ball pretty efficiently. It's just they haven't gotten the explosives.
yeah,
Separate conversation. But yeah, trust your offense. And you know what? If they do turn the ball over, that's trust. That's part of trusting your defense. Is
Yeah.
that you can trust that your defense is good enough to bail you out of those things. Just like they had a bunch of red zone stops last week.
yeah. I've been dying to use the soccer analogy. So can you indulge me on this
Please.
Tuesday afternoon? It's it's afternoon, Tuesday afternoon. It's like if you've got the best team in the league, you don't pack it in your own half and play a low block, trying to avoid conceding
Jose
a goal.
Mourinho.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. It's like if you
Right, you want
are the better team,
maximize
you want to
possessions, you
take
wanna-
the
yeah, of
game
course.
to teams. You don't want, you don't want to waste time. You don't want to, you want to be progressive and expressive in the way that you play. I do think that that is like a decent analogy for the Eagles offense. They have enough talent where, Kevin Patullo talked about trying to force a couple extra possessions in the game. Like that should be the default setting for this team a lot of the time. So I understand like it's hard to argue when they've won as much as they have, but especially in this early going, as we're kind of getting a feel for what this offense looks like with Nick Sirianni and Kevin Patullo as the brain trust behind it, I do think that there is that tendency to try to control games and limit games in a way that I don't think really leans into the amount of talent that they have.
I agree with that. Okay, what else did Mr.
yeah.
Patullo say?
I wanted to get your thoughts on this. So he was talking about the run game, and he said, I thought notably that there's just not enough space for Saquon to really create much. But he said that the Kansas City touchdown, the 13-yard touchdown run on that outside zone,
Mm-hmm.
he said he was talking about the lack of explosives that the running game has had, and he said like if that were from the 50-yard line, that run, it would have been a 50-yard run.
Right, but they might have played it differently.
That's my argument. It's like I feel like that is too circumstantial. They got to reshoot these guys' pictures, man.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, but yeah, I just didn't really take him at his word there. I feel like, a red zone run.
That was an explosive run by. I understand what he's saying.
Yeah, I mean,
it would have taken that to the house, but I don't think that they would have played it the same way.
Yeah, I agree. It is weird. I mean, we talked about it with Fran, but it's just like the interior of the Eagles' offensive line has gone from being like utterly elite to just like pretty good, and it has had a real ripple effect in the run game.
And we have sort of talked around it a little bit, but Landon Dickerson is a real part of that.
Yeah,
like he's clearly playing through something.
Yeah,
and the Eagles are better off with him on the field than not on the field. But he is not playing to the all-pro level that we've seen from him have in the past.
Yeah, I do like this comment from Conan C. Bo nailed it. Mourinho-esque offense. It is kind of Jose Mourinho. Is it like Diego Simeone a little bit too, where it's like very like physically imposing?
Yeah, like trying to like be the bad boys.
Yeah,
a little bit. Yeah. Okay,
but that's just like I don't know. I don't think it really aligns with what they have.
I agree with you.
Yeah, especially with the run game the way it is. The only other thing I wanted to get to from Patullo, well, I got plenty if you want to get through it, but
of course,
he talked about like the unscouted looks, which is something I feel like we hear a lot about over the years.
Nick brings this up all the time. It's just like I don't know, every team's dealing with that, right?
I do take them at their word that the amount of talent that they have does make it harder to predict what teams are doing to them. But I also find that to be like, I don't know. It's like you're also like you're the coaching staff. It's your job to figure out what kind of looks you're going to get. And I mean there are examples of them having good mid-game adjustments, like the one that Fran broke down where they're in an inverted cover 2 and they anticipated that and had the 4 verticals call to counter it. I will be honest, I found it a little bit amusing. I'm like, oh man, I can't wait to see how the Eagles schemed up Dallas Goedert. It's literally just 4 verticals. Like I texted Fran, I was like, Francis is probably carving people up on Madden with this route concept that like finally unlocked the Eagles offense. But no, I do think like their in-game adjustments have been solid, and that's been part of the reason they're 3-0. But I don't know. The unscouted looks thing, I'm not really sure what to make of it, because it is like, again, it's something that most teams probably deal with, and it's also like something that you should probably be able to navigate as a coaching staff.
What about Jalen? What did he say about Jalen?
Not anything. Oh, well, see, he did talk about the exchange with Jalen on the sideline.
Okay.
He said it wasn't really about anything that was a heated moment. I think it was just a play that had happened. I don't even remember, to be honest, what we were talking about. That's kind of been made a big deal, but it wasn't anything that was a serious matter or anything. I'll be honest.
Believe him?
Yeah, I don't put a lot of stock into like sideline exchanges like that. I also saw, Nick was asked if Jalen Hurts was calling plays in the second half of the game. I don't put much stock into speculation about that either. So, yeah.
Okay. Do you want to get into Vic, or do you want to go to break? Do BG and then come back.
Let's see what else I have from Patullo here.
I thought that was the end of Patullo. I thought you had shot your Patullo wad.
Julia. I mean, what do you mean, Julia?
Listen, Julia is very much a part of the Tuesday Loopies, okay?
Yeah, that is true. I mean, I try to keep it on the rails. That was not a Julia, though. That was you. You got to take accountability there.
Why?
I mean, that's just a ridiculous thing to say.
I didn't say load.
Because you didn't say load. I think load would be worse, or load would be better. No, it'd be better.
No, it would not have been better. That would not have been better.
No, wad is worse than load, in my opinion.
No way.
We don't have to get into the semantics.
Are you kidding me?
We can't do this. We can't.
You are absolutely wrong about that.
Patullo.
Are you kidding me?
Chat, back us up here.
Load is not better than wad.
I think it is. No, we're not getting
no way.
I think that one of those words can be more applicable to other things in life.
I mean, everybody, you're absolutely wrong about that. I mean, way more lewd.
Chat's against me on this one.
Yeah.
All right. Back to Kevin Patullo. He said that they have played 3 different ways and won 3 different ways and had to make adjustments in 3 different ways, and that's good for the offense in the long term. I take him at his word there. I tend to agree.
Okay.
No?
I agree with you. Not about the load thing.
Would have been much mature. It was TV 14.
Kevin Patullo.
Kevin Patullo, that is good. That is good. All right, I think we should go to break.
Well, you know what? We're gonna get to BG on the other side of the break, so let's actually talk about Vic Fangio.
You want to go Vic? Okay, we'll go Vic
today, because I know this was not the most explosive of Vic press conferences.
Not as many newsy things for Vic. I think it's probably the nature of the defense is not under as much scrutiny. But I did find his comments on Keely Ringo.
I agree with this. This was the thing that made my ears perk up as well.
Yeah. So he said he has told Keely recently, not in the last few days, but since the end of training camp, that he's going to get his opportunity at some point. He's got to be ready. And then he went on to say, I think he's handled it very well, losing the job in training camp. It hasn't affected his role as a special teamer. He's one of the top ones in the league. I think he knows that eventually he'll get a shot for some reason and he'll be ready. And so he thinks he'll be ready.
Yeah. I actually, like, I'm going full, this is like you buy the stock at different points. Like, I think you were way over your skis.
Well, I've never sold it. I've never sold the Keely Ringo stock.
Well, that's the problem, is that so you bought it at a high value. It's going to be tough for you to gain that back.
True. So you're buying you're buying low.
I am willing to buy Keely Ringo now when the stock is low. I think he'll be fine if he gets thrown in there. I don't think he'll be like the missed tackle against Jamar Chase from the preseason game. When he gives up, like, I don't think you're going to see that. And I would like to see Keely Ringo in this defense. I would like to give him a chance.
Yeah.
And I think that I agree with Vic Fangio that we will see that at some point.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm as bullish on him being fine based off the way training camp went for him. Not the Jamar Chase thing. That to me, you throw that out. It's a tough matchup in the preseason. And I mean, the call, Vic was literally testing him to see if he could handle it. So that one doesn't matter to me as much, but he just had such a chaotic training camp. Like, I don't know. I guess in camp and practice, he also had tough matchups, but I just I think that his upside is still there. I don't think that this is the end of the Keely Ringo story. Like, I think he could be a really good corner in the NFL still. I don't know. If he got thrown into it, I'm not as confident as you that it would just be seamless.
Well, then why haven't you sold your stock?
Because I just said I still think he could be a really good corner in the NFL. Okay. Could he be like an Isaiah Rodgers type player one day? Sure.
I think the best game of a defensive player in like years.
I thought about texting Deniz. Like, this was my moment to be like, I told you they should have signed Isaiah Rodgers instead of Dallas Goedert.
Maybe you're not alone on that take when it comes to people who are close to the team. Little tease for you. Little teasy tease. And then what did he say about the safeties? I know you said.
Yeah, he basically acknowledged the fact that he does not usually rotate safeties the way that he's currently doing with Andrew Makuba and Sidney Brown. I asked him if, like, in an ideal world, it would just be the one. I assumed that would be the case, but he said, like, not ideal is probably not the word for it, but yeah, like, I think eventually they want to settle in on having just one of those guys take those snaps. It is interesting though, because like Sidney Brown does fit the base defense better and Andrew Makuba does fit nickel better. Like, it is. I understand how they got there, and it wouldn't, like, I don't know. If you told me that Makuba was the base, that was a safety in base, I think you might lose something there with what you get from Sidney Brown.
But that presupposes that every other offense is going to be as basic as running the ball in 12 and passing the ball in 11. Like, there are going to be teams against which you want Makuba on the field in base.
Yeah, but I don't think the Eagles are as like reactive. I think it's more about like I think that their base defense usage is less about personnel grouping sometimes as it is about like what they need to get done.
Do you think Vic Fangio is ticklish?
He doesn't strike me as a ticklish type.
No. It'd be funny if he was though. Like
I could see him saying like ticklish is a mindset.
That's very good.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't disagree with him on that.
Okay.
You know?
You have a spot where you're particularly ticklish? That doesn't have to be untoward.
It's just a weird question to ask. It's just a strange thing to ask me. Yes, I'm not disclosing where that is.
I get one guess?
You get one guess. It's so weird to have this guy like looking me in my eyes, trying to figure out where I'm ticklish.
No, and most people are more ticklish in the neck or the armpit or the feet or whatever it is. I think you're a neck man.
No. That's your one guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Julia gets a guess though.
Fine, Julia gets a guess.
Ooh. The most excited Julia's been about the show.
Lower back.
No. that would suck.
I bet you're a feet guy.
No. Very much no on all accounts with that. Can't be spreading rumors about me.
I could do a lot of things with those feet.
No. Time to go to break.
On the other side, we're going to hear from Brandon Graham from the set of the Unblocked podcast. I told you it's a loopy Tuesday. You'll see a little bit of that in effect with our man BG. But first, I tell you about our friends at Ace Hardware Home Services. Deadly serious. Nobody better when you need something fixed in your house. If you got an outlet you said you would fix last summer, Ace Hardware Home Services has the person to do it, because now they're not just the helpful hardware folks, they're also the helpful home service and repair folks. From plumbing and electrical to heating and cooling, they've got the trusted pros to keep your home humming all year long. Ace Hardware Home Services, they are bringing helpful home, the helpful you love, from the store now to your front door, from Philly to the Jersey Shore. Visit Ace Hardware Home Services online at acehardwarehomeservices.com to get started on your next project.
Next, we have to tell you about Game Time. Now that football season is finally upon us, we all know the rush to get last-minute tickets to Eagles games is about to be in full force. We all know the team is going to be getting everyone's best shot as defending champs on the field, and you, the loyal fans, looking for affordable seats home or on the road, could as well when it comes to queues, login screens, and price jumps at checkout, fighting for the perfect seats. That's where Game Time comes in. The Game Time app gives that advantage back to the fans. It's the hack for unlocking amazing tickets and experiences in a few taps. It's incredibly easy to use, and the game time guarantee means you can trust you'll get 100% authentic tickets on time at the best price. Plus, fees are always included, so what you see is what you pay. When my family members ask me which Eagles games they should circle on this year's calendar, I make sure to put them in, pull up the Game Time app because of how easy it is to pick out great seats at a great price. Take the guesswork out of buying NFL tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code PHLY for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code PHLY for $20 off. Tap, ticket, go. Download the Game Time app today.
We're back on the PHLY Eagles podcast from the set of the Unblocked podcast with Brandon Graham. It is Brandon Graham and BG. We talked a lot about the game coming up that people will be able to watch on this week's episode, but I want to ask you specifically about Zach Bond.
Yeah.
Because he has had an awesome start to the season, picking up just where he left off. What was your experience of like seeing him come in last year as a guy who hadn't played linebacker before and came in and made such an impact?
Man, it was cool to see him come in. He had a chip on his shoulder, but he really thought he was going to be at the D-line spot with us, and I thought he was too.
Right.
But Vic had other plans for him, and I'm so happy he did because Zach Bond, that position looked so natural for him. He went out there, and it just was, man, he's perfect because he already know how to handle offensive linemen. He's fast. He's somebody he's elusive. Somebody that can put moves on the offensive lineman too. And so when you got that as a linebacker, knowing how to get off blocks and stuff like that, and knowing how to maneuver through the line, man, that's all it is now is trusting yourself and going. And that's what I felt like he's done. He's trusting himself, and now he's just hitting the holes and creating turnovers, reading what he see.
Do you remember your reaction when it turned out that he was going to be a linebacker, and you're like, Vic wants him to do what?
You know what? I didn't really say.
Okay.
I just was like, let's see how it play out. And I know that he would always still come with us, come down there and do pass rush sometimes. Right. But it was just for like one or two plays, and then he go back to linebacker stuff. But yeah, Vic already had everything in mind already.
It's crazy. You would think that position, more than any other position on defense, you would need experience.
Yep.
And for him to just get thrown in right away and have been as good. I mean, he's been one of the two best linebackers in football.
Yeah.
Over the past 2 years.
He has, and that's why I'm happy for him because he has really worked his butt off every day. Stuff that you don't see. Then go out there. He stayed healthy all year last year, and man, he's somebody you can count on, and that's all you really want from any player.
How about his growth as, I guess, a leader in that room, which I'm sure happened over the course of last season? He's talked about he's not super comfortable being like a vocal rah-rah guy, more of a lead by example guy, but he's a captain now. This is all come. What have you seen from him on that front?
Well, I've seen he's still the same. He's going to grow into that because I was a lead by example guy, and then you started, people want to hear from you, and he going to have his moments where he got to not back down when they say, "Hey, Zach, break it down." I mean, he don't never back down, but you know what I mean? He got to do that more than he don't do it, of breaking it down, saying your little whatever comes to mind or come to your heart, and then it's something quick and easy. You can be that type of guy. Because like I told you, Derek Barnett, he was that type of guy where he just, hey, Eagles on 3, 1, 2, 3, Eagles. Because you know what you're gonna get with him.
Right.
And I can see Zach Bond. Even if you do that, that's you. People can make jokes about it later, but I just want you to be you and play it, do it the way you do it.
Do you remember a time in your career where you had to think, okay, now I am one of the leaders? Like, did you have to change anything about
the way first year I got captain?
Okay.
2017.
Okay.
That was where I started to feel
good year.
That was a real good year to start. But that's when no, you know what? 2016.
Okay. Doug's first year.
Doug's first year. But that's where I felt like I was back to what I knew. The 4-3.
Yeah.
I was in my comfort a little bit with Swartz because I've been with him before, and it was just everything that I've learned in the beginning of my career came right back for me, and that's where I felt the most comfortable, and that's when I started to talk a little more because I was more confident.
And what came with that in terms of like bringing young guys along and stuff like that?
Just working every day, them trusting you by how you work. Then you can back your words up. Well, I will always talk, but hold on a minute. Oh,
Listen, we got here early this morning.
I was trying to fight.
This is the end of our shoot. This is the real magic that you want to see here.
Goodness. Oh man, that one.
That's how I feel. I couldn't fall asleep last night.
You know what's crazy?
Unbelievable.
I've been like talking and getting it in as they were going, but that one just was like, nah, you gonna take your time with this one. Because sometimes you can be.
You got to get the good one out, yeah.
And be talking still. Yeah. And that one right there, I couldn't fight it. I couldn't fight it no more.
Did you stay up for the game last night?
I did. That's why I'm. And then I had to get up
and
at 6:30.
Still got up?
This morning.
So you didn't do the 5 o'clock bike ride this morning?
No, not today. I slept through that alarm, even though it went on. But I'm about to still go get my workout.
Hold on, tell me. I want to know like alarm usage for you. You just use the regular Apple app?
Yeah, it's regular.
You set one. You said. Is it just the vibrate? Is it the sound? What do you got?
It's the sound. Even though wifey don't like
That's what I'm asking. Yeah. You can't be waking her up.
It's the old school one too. It's nothing new. No song. Or nothing.
And you're waking her up too?
Waking her up too, cause. But this morning we both woke. I woke up to hers first.
Okay.
Because I don't know, mine just didn't.
You turned yours off?
Yeah, mine must
have just not gone off.
Yeah. But I know. Or I slept through it. Dang. Oh yeah. But yeah, I slept through that one.
I went for today. I'm getting up earlier than normal for this show. Yep. I go if it's that situation, and we got the baby in the room still, and my wife. I'm trying. It can't be loud, so I go the vibrate only. But I set one at like 6 and then one at like 6:04. So they're like 2 ones back to back.
Yep.
One of them is gonna wake me up.
One of them. But man, no vibration is gonna wake me up. It's gonna be, it's gonna tell you get up, get up, get up. Cause I sleep hard. But I'm in rhythm now. Like now that my body clock is been like 5.
Okay.
I still wake up around like sometimes 3:30.
You got this car alarm outside right now. That'll wake you up.
That one right there, that'll wake you up for real.
All right, last football thing I want to ask you. We've been talking about on the show this week, we talked about the difficulty of setting the edge against the Sean McVay offense.
Yep.
But just in general, how important is, which might go unseen, the defensive end setting the edge to just general run defense, which the Eagles have been not quite as good as last year at so far?
Well, it's always good to set the edge because you want to make sure that they don't see something because all your guys is in the middle. Most of your guys, especially as defensive end, all you got is corners outside, and most of the time they got receivers right in front of them. That's going to end up getting in their way to try to, get after the ball. So for me, I got to make sure the ball cuts back inside where the linebackers and safeties can get to them and the interior linemen. But everybody has a job, and we all got to be cohesive in how we do things out there. And so if they trusted me to set the edge and get them to cut back, I'm trusting that they're going to be in that gap to be
Is it just discipline? Is it just make sure that you stay on the outside and you don't get sucked in by stuff? What is the technique that goes into it beyond that?
Well, sometimes it's how strong are you. Sometimes it is technique based off what they asking you to do. You might be a dropping linebacker. You might be a dropping outside linebacker, but you still on the end making it seem like you're coming. But when it might be a run play that they're coming at you and you still got past responsibilities. And so sometimes they can play action you and you like, oh, I gotta, and then that's when you gotta run and turn around. But when you dropping, you gotta still make sure you set the edge because people still counting on you even though you got past responsibility. And so that's where it get tricky. It get tricky a little bit, but you gotta make sure that you are paying attention to what's going on. Like I'm paying attention to my tackle because I know he can't be downfield if it's a pass. So you can tell by sometimes the angle that they take to get you. Like a lane. Lane is real good with making it look like he's coming down and then it's play action. Then now I got to hurry up and find my guy and turn around and run. And there's so much that go into it, but you got to make sure that you know your tendencies, and then you got to know how they are approaching, like how the offensive lineman is coming at you. Yeah, man, that can get you got real fast. Yeah.
All right, that's all we got. Yeah, check out the whole episode of the Brandon Graham Unblocked podcast coming up Wednesday at 11 on the BG Unblocked YouTube page. That's all we got. We'll be back with more on the PHLY Eagles podcast after these words from our sponsors. Get your home ready. Get your home ready for cozy season during Ashley's fall savings event happening now. Discover the season's warmest and coziest hot buys for every room in your home. From stylish living rooms to welcoming dining rooms to relaxing bedrooms, you'll find beautiful looks starting at just $299. And right now, buy today and pay later with no interest for 60 months. Because fall isn't just a season, it's a feeling. Visit your local Ashley showroom and start saving today.
Next, I got to tell you about Omaha Steaks. They gave us a shipment a couple weeks ago. You guys all know I'm a big steak guy, so I loved that. But yeah, Omaha Steaks, from handcrafted steaks to delicious fall favorites, they've got the world's best steak experience. I got a ribeye from them.
Oh,
Yeah, a little salt, pepper, garlic. That's all you need on a steak that good. Put on the flat top. Julia, my Julia was very happy. And yeah, it's always good to get a shipment from an Omaha Steaks. They offer unrivaled quality and variety, and every bite is backed by their 100% guarantee. Right now, it's the perfect time to stock up with the exceptional handcrafted flavor and convenience of Omaha Steaks. They have been America's original butcher since 1917, a family-owned company with over 100 years of expertise in the meat industry. Get fired up for fall grilling with Omaha Steaks. Visit omahasteaks.com for 50% off site-wide during their Red Hot Sales event. And for an extra $35 off, use promo code EAGLES at checkout. That's 50% off at omahasteaks.com and an extra $35 off with promo code EAGLES at checkout. See sites for details.
Get your home ready for cozy season during Ashley's fall savings event happening now. Discover the season's warmest and coziest hot buys for every room in your home. From stylish living rooms to welcoming dining rooms to relaxing bedrooms, you'll find beautiful looks starting at just $299. And right now, buy today and pay later with no interest for 60 months, because fall isn't just a season, it's a feeling. Visit your local Ashley showroom and start saving today. All right, we're back on the PHLY Eagles podcast. We'll talk a little bit about Michael Clay. I want to quiz you on some Eagles standings, where they rank in a few different things.
I like that.
But we should, you know what? It is an appropriate thing to do today. We joke a lot on the show, but we do love people. So, that's true.
We do.
So, from the bottom of our hearts, it's a big day. When you release a book, that's a big deal. Congratulations to our friend. Everybody should go out and buy this. Lots of good stuff in there. Congratulations to Bjorn Borg on the release of his memoir, Heartbeats, which you can get anywhere. Our good friend Bjorn, my guy, and I know he's watching, so I want him to feel loved.
I'm so mad at you right now because I saw you looking at books on your laptop earlier in the show, and I'm like, what is he looking at? And now I realize you did all of that for the bit. Oh my God.
It's a great cover. There's stuff in here you won't get anywhere else.
Oh man. Shout out to Zach.
Shout out to Bjorn Borg.
You know what? I'm doing it. I'm outing you. Me and Bo and Julia and my Julia all saw each other last week at a certain book launch party. So
well, I just happened to be there. I left immediately when I found out what was going on. Just going to get a suit.
You did leave really quickly. You left very fast.
I had a 90-minute commute back home.
He was there though. And I need you to know that Naya is not a fan of you. Naya Kapadia.
Yeah, I know.
She was mean mugging me, and I was talking to her, and I'm like, you know that this is all Bo's fault. And she's like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and listen, I told you I'm happy to get on you for anything. Even I can't get on you there. I mean, you got to do whatever you can to get out of that conversation unscathed.
She was like, I really liked you.
Yeah.
It's such a shame that you're terrible now. So pain.
Yeah.
I bought 4 copies of ZB's book, and now I've got 3 that are spoken for. One of them is for me, but now I've got one up for grabs.
Okay, well let's raffle off an edition of Heartbreak by Bjorn Borg to somebody in chat.
we can raffle off that book and then my fourth book. How about that?
Figure it out.
It's signed and everything. Not by Bjorn. It'd be impressive if you get it signed by Bjorn too.
You know, I'll forge it. I don't care.
See if you got motion.
Borgie.
Polar Jam, I will sign your copy of Leap Year if you actually want that.
What did Michael Clay say?
He talked a lot about the knuckleballs.
Yeah.
Of Joshua Carty. That was most of what his press conference
Worst
comprised of.
part of the broadcast on Sunday was I know what he was going for. Joe Davis, he's a baseball guy. Okay, he tries to bring this back, and I think Olsen said, you know, they're kicking knuckleballs here. It's like Tim Wakefield out there, and a beat hits, and Joe Davis, he's trying to bring it full circle. I appreciate this. It's a good effort, but he says, the Eagles need their Jason Varitek out there. EJ, the whole thing with Jason Varitek was that he couldn't catch the knuckleball. They had to trade to get Doug Mirabelli back just because Wakefield couldn't catch it. He famously couldn't catch the knuckleball. We gotta land that plane. Eagles needed Doug Mirabelli.
Jason Varitek.
Posing naked in front of the mirror.
I was about to say, oh, I do remember this guy. Okay. I needed to see his face. I remember Jason Varitek.
The big deal. We gotta nail that.
I mean, they don't have to, but
They have to.
otherwise they'll be held to account in our podcast.
Yes.
Okay. All right. He mostly talked about that. He talked about how like him, Jake Elliott, and Braden Mann were like watching the film to like see how Joshua Carty like makes contact with the ball
Interesting.
to try and study it. I think more so that they can give those returners a better look in practice.
Than doing it themselves.
But I mean, if he's got the skill, why wouldn't you utilize it?
Here's my question. I forget who posed this, but it's a good little theory. Do you think there's any chance that the focus on the kickoffs for Carty and like that specific kicking style
I did think about
has
this.
affected his field goal kicking, like the trajectory of that at all?
The thing I thought about was like, it feels very Sean McVay to have a kicker that's like nailing the kickoffs,
Right.
but then messes up 2 field goals that loses you the game.
Right.
Like, doesn't that just feel like a very like Sean McVay,
That's
like
funny,
always
yeah.
looking for the edge, always trying, and it's like meanwhile the Eagles will just kill you with the fundamentals instead of like the cutesy gimmick of like look at
Right.
how he can kick this knuckleball. And
I don't know that I believe it.
I looked
because
up Carty's
especially
stats,
the
though, and he's
second,
pretty good.
especially the second one. I mean, there was no trajectory where Jordan Davis wasn't blocking that punch.
Yeah, because
You
he
know
had
what I
just
mean?
gotten
wasn't
so much
right,
penetration.
right.
Yeah, no, I looked up Carty's stats because I had the same thought as you, and his stats are solid. So I think that he was a 6th-round pick. So I think he's just a solid kicker who can do a.
I'm
do
sorry.
A few extra things.
Like draft status has absolutely no correlation to how good a kicker is.
I mean, it speaks
probably
to,
has an inverse correlation.
It probably. I feel like it at least speaks to like physical traits. I'm not married on this. Please don't. Please don't nail
I'm
me
going to give you
nail me
an
to the
opportunity to
cross
just
on this
bail on this one right now.
Yeah, I'm out. I'm opting out of this opinion on kicker draft pedigree. I do want to know what Fran has to say about it, though. Not for my own argument here. I didn't coin this.
No, there's nothing. There are very few things you can do dumber
than drafting
a kicker. Yes.
We'll ask Fran about this before Swooper on Thursday.
I feel pretty confident that Fran agrees.
I'm not married to this take.
This is good Fran bait though, because sometimes he's watching the show and he's in the chat, so he might hop in here.
I remember what it was like to be like have the show on, like be doing stuff around the house, and you hear your name mentioned, and it's like a jump scare. So I'm trying to think.
Hey Bjorn, we know you're listening.
I'm trying to think who I could like try and jump scare right now.
Borgie,
Borgie
and Bess.
I mean Julia. Oh, Don Tahasic. He knows.
I mean
he knows
the knowing nod there, as if you just killed it when none of us has ever heard of that person.
He's almost 90% listening, and if he's not listening now, he will listen, and that'll be the jump scare for him. I'm not even going to tell people who he is. He knows.
Well, then there's no way for us to know.
Yeah,
you could just be making somebody up.
No, I promise I'm not making him up.
I don't know. Don Tahasic?
Yeah. Do you know who it is?
Is it Don Tahasic or Donta Hasek?
It's Don Tahasic. Gay ball.
All right, Donta. Well,
You'll never know.
shout out to you.
Fran Bay. Oh man.
Did he say anything about the blocks?
Not as much as you would think. He talked about the fact that those guys really care in special teams meetings and that they put a lot of detail into it. But no, not too much about like the schematics of it.
Doesn't want to give anything away. I mean, it was pretty much. It seems like it was as simple as they found the weak guy and just
fish.
double loaded him.
Yeah, as Jeff Nyberg put it in his piece. My former colleague, Jeff Nyberg.
The one who you respect.
I respect both of the Jeffs I used to work with. I have a lot of respect for both of them.
But not the Olivias.
Yeah, I did lose a little respect.
Still in the doghouse.
My guy Cliff. That hurt. I like Lori Reiner.
Shout out to Lori.
Shout out to Lori. She's probably listening too.
You went to, where did you go?
Sephora.
Sephora, that's right.
Sephora in Tampa. Maybe I'll go back.
Mm. So is it a good Sephora? Does it stack up?
It's pretty good.
It's the Burns of Sephora's.
I like Tampa more than most people. It's a great food city. I'm a fan of Tampa.
Tampa's fine.
Got decent restaurants. It is hot down there though. Every time we're down there.
Everywhere has decent restaurants.
Yeah, but that's the point of it's a good food city is you can find good restaurants pretty much anywhere.
Yeah, you're doing a bad job if you
good restaurants in Cincinnati I've been to. Like
yeah.
Okay. No shade to Cincinnati, of course.
Shade taken. All right, here's a couple quizzes for you.
Okay.
See how well you know this Eagles team through 3 weeks relative to the rest of the league. Where do you think the Eagles offense ranks in play action percentage on offense? According to all of this is courtesy of True Media.
I'm gonna guess they rank 25th.
32nd.
Yeah,
Dead last at 9.3%. Now that is percentage of all plays. So the fact that they are run heavy to begin with brings that down a little bit. I think if you narrow it just to dropbacks, they're like 28th or something like that.
Okay, but that does
still they're not running.
I need to be more aggressive with these.
Where do you think they rank in percentage of 11 personnel on offense?
Ooh.
Played a little bit more in this last game. Did not, surprisingly, with Dallas Goedert back, did not lean into 12. No, actually 18th.
Really?
Yeah, 18th. 61.
Oh, I guess there are some of these like grifter 12 and 13 personnel teams out there.
This one is less. This is a difficult one. I'm not even going to ask it, actually. It's under center, but it's so weighted by the tush push.
Okay. So what are they?
It's not that
first
interesting. They're 23rd in under center
Oh.
percentage, but it would be much lower.
Okay.
If you took out the tush push.
Wait, so yeah, okay, fair.
Time to throw. Where do you think the Eagles offense ranks and how long Jalen Hurts is getting rid of the ball?
So like the longest would be 32nd?
Correct.
They probably have ranked in the 30s most years. Maybe like low 20s. I'm going to guess 27th.
Ooh, very close. 29th.
Okay. I'm
3.16 seconds. Jalen 316 says, I'm going to hold on to the ball.
That never bothers me, the time to throw stuff. I think
No,
the expected completion percentage bothers me at times. The lack of like the non-target dropbacks. I think those are symptoms of like an arrhythmic passing game that we've seen from the Eagles before. The time to throw thing, it's like he's going to extend plays. Like that's part of what makes him so good.
I agree.
Yeah.
How about the percentage of plays on offense that they're getting blitzed? Percentage of dropbacks that they're getting blitzed.
Okay, so one would be like 100% theoretically. Okay.
Yeah. So how often are they getting blitzed relative to the rest of the league?
I bet you they're like third.
Close. They're fifth.
Okay.
35.8% of the dropbacks.
Kevin Patullo talked about that. He said that pressure is up across the league, but it's something that he expects they'll continue to see a lot of.
One more on offense. Two more on offense for you. Rush success rate. Now, this is interesting because this does, keep in mind, this includes the tush push.
Okay.
So where do the Eagles rank in rushing success rate on offense?
I know that they were pretty good in week 2 in terms of success rate. I'm going to guess it's better than I think it is. I'm going to go like 13th.
Interesting guess. We'll find out the answer to where the Eagles rank in rush success rate, EJ. In overtime.
I don't like the guttural, like, overtime. I don't like that one.
They rank 5th.
Okay.
Success rate.
The tush push is definitely skewing that.
Tush push is skewing that, but that's higher than they were last year. They were 9th last year And if you filter it out to just running back runs, where do you think they rank?
Well, now that you said 5th, now I'm wondering if they're like 9th.
They're 14th in running
Oh,
back.
so that's about where I had them originally.
Which is about where you had them, 40%. But this is interesting to me. Last year, they were 20th in running back run success rate. So it really does tell the story that
Like it was home runs.
it was the big plays.
Yeah.
It was the explosives from Saquon Barkley. And this year, they have been a little bit more efficient on a per play basis. They're just not popping.
So is there an argument to be made that the play calling has contributed to the lack of explosive plays? Like, Kellen Moore.
I think that's a fair.
More willing to stick with it.
Oh, I don't even think that to me, it's not that they're willing to stick with it. To me, it's if you are not making them respect the pass enough.
Okay. I like that.
Then you're not opening it up space-wise for the longer runs.
Yeah. No, that's a good point.
But it's also, it has
there
been
also
3 games.
Probably is a certain level of patience to stick with the running game, even if it's not working for you. Because, we talk a lot about the times last season where there were a lot of 3-and-outs or the offense would look terrible for a quarter or two. Setting up those runs is part of that. Being patient and accepting the fact that you might have a 3-and-out, chasing a big run is definitely part of that equation. So.
Last one on defense for you. Where do you think the Eagles defense ranks in defensive success rate against the run?
They haven't been great against the run this year.
They ranked 9th last season at 63%.
21st.
30th.
Ooh, even worse than
30th at just right around 50%. So that is one where that's something that they really do need to improve.
I wonder if they're going to start playing more base. It's kind of their best 11 anyway.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know if I agree it's their best 11.
You don't think it's their best 11? You
No.
think the Jackson?
Well, I think the Makuba for Sidney Brown swap is important.
Yeah, but Makuba could play in their base package.
He could.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think
you're getting, you get that
one.
third defensive tackle on, which is nice. And you get Cooper DeJean on the field.
Yeah, I feel like that is.
I don't think it's worth playing that against 11.
I agree, but if
we saw it a couple times in this last game.
Yeah, they played it against 11 a little bit more than usual. If one of Andrew Makuba or Jahad Campbell really becomes like, I'm trying to think of not a non-profane word to use for this, like a difference maker, a pain for opposing offenses, you could talk me into base being their best package. I mean, we're not there yet. That is definitely a stretch. But like, if Makuba starts to be like the type of safety that like you could match up with a tight end, or Jahad Campbell can sort of do some of those coverage responsibilities, I think I'm kind of just like, it would be fun to see like the Eagles become like this base heavy team that was really, really good out of it. But I do think that you could make a real argument that their best 11 is in base right now.
Okay. I'm not sure I agree, but I see, at least you're coming from somewhere.
Yeah. I'm usually coming from somewhere. It's just a matter of if it's a good place or not.
Where do you fall on Peckness, Migrate, Yvonne Lendl, John McEnroe, Bjorn Borg? Let's toss out McEnroe because I don't want you to get too American. Let's go Borg, Yvonne Lendl, and Mats Wilander.
I got nothing for you right now, man. I'm sorry. I was excited to do a Peckness Migrate, but those three, I couldn't tell you a thing about any of them.
All right, I'll give you a different Peckness Migrate. Peckness Migrate. Okay, this will be a good test of how well you went around the room on Friday.
Okay.
The Peckness Migrate, Matt Berman, Alex Berman, Nick Berman.
Oh, yeah. I'm not going to migrate any of the Berman brothers. I did meet them, but if you made me pick them out of a lineup, that's hard after one meeting.
Listen, some people know enough to have a mnemonic in their head to remember every
I'm going to nest all of them because they're great.
You failed. You failed your first Peckness Migrate.
Respect to the Berman bros. They do all like, they don't look like identical. They look different, but they also look the same, if you know what I mean. It's like, it's kind of weird. Well, it's not weird. It's just like trippy to see them. Like they're all like variations of Zach. I guess that's how siblings work, but it is weird to see it. They don't. Well, here, let me try to explain it better. Like my niece and my nephew, they just look like each other. Like the Apple face recognition, it'll mistake the two of them because they just look that much like each other. Like it's like there's similarities in like a common theme in how they look. The Berman brothers don't really have that. You know what I mean? Like they don't look identical, but you can tell that they're brothers. It's weird. You're not helping me here at all.
I'm just letting you dig, my man.
I'm not digging. What do you mean? It's a compliment. How is it not a compliment? It's not mean to say that they look like each other.
No. Just kind of funny.
I mean, listen, as someone who has constantly been told that I look exactly like my sister, and like my favorite thing I get is, oh, wow, you look so much like your mom and your dad. It's like, well, yeah. So no, it's not. I'm not hitting with that. Like they don't look identical, but you can tell there's something there with all of them. Yeah.
Today's a big day for your sister. Is that right?
It's not her birthday, but we're celebrating her birthday today.
Oh man, Mr. I gotta get out of here after the show today because it's my sister's birthday.
I'm just trying to be a good sibling, you know?
Yeah, but it's not even her actual birthday. You're a liar.
Well, she was busy on her birthday, and so was I. So
where are we going for dinner tonight? Did you get a recommendation from somebody who lives out of town?
No, we are chain people, so we're going to King of Prussia.
Nice.
And we're just going to it's a place by the mall. It's gonna be fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not a big restaurant like the art of restaurants. Not my bag. I'm weird about other things, but not like fine cuisine.
What are you weird about?
Coffee. Weird about coffee. I'm weird about steak. That's why we love Omaha steak so much.
Cook it though, not out of an art of a restaurant.
I don't like to get steak at a restaurant because I feel like the way I cook it at home is the way I like to cook it. Medium rare, by the way. Somebody asked that in the chat. Always medium rare. But no, the fine dining experience, I'm just as happy at like Maggiano's.
Okay. That's fine. Not gonna yuck your yum.
I mean, you literally do that all the time.
I think I call you out
consistently. I have to call you out.
Oh, here we go. Great.
So
what do I do now?
Vinny mentioned Malibu's Most Wanted on the postgame podcast.
Yeah.
And you were like, yeah, I don't really remember that movie. You totally have not seen Malibu's Most Wanted. You were just trying to be cool.
I certainly don't remember ever having seen that movie, but
that's ridiculous.
I feel like I probably did see that movie and I just don't remember it.
What year were you born?
86.
86. Malibu's Most Wanted came out in 2003. What's your excuse?
What do you mean?
You talking about culture?
This is culture.
Malibu's Most Wanted is more cultured than Zoolander. I did watch Zoolander.
It is not.
What do you mean it's not more cultured than Zoolander? Zoolander doesn't appeal to like a mass audience the way that Malibu's Most Wanted does. It crosses.
What are you talking about?
It transcends.
Culture is about what is like broken through the zeitgeist. I think Zoolander was absolutely a bigger part of.
Depends on what zeitgeist you're talking about. Malibu's Most Wanted did get 31% on Rotten Tomatoes, but it was a funny movie. I like that movie. Don't be hating. I did listen to Limp Bizkit in the movie Zoolander.
Oh, is it in Zoolander?
Yeah. Oh, the Relax song. I thought that's why you wanted me to watch it.
I don't think those two were related in my mind at all. That's not the Relax. The Relax song is not Limp Bizkit.
I could have sworn it was. Limp Bizkit. Zoolander. Oh, we're going to get an AI overview. Yeah. Fred Durst is in Zoolander.
But that's the Relax song is not Limp Bizkit.
All right. I'll take your word on that. But Fred Durst is in Zoolander. Did you know that? Is that why you wanted me to watch Zoolander?
No, I did not know. I did not remember that.
I'd give Zoolander like a B-. Like maybe a B.
I would imagine that Zoolander, like if it was not part of your like high school or middle school upbringing, that it would not hit all these years later. Yeah, I'm surprised you would even give it a B-.
I like the at the end when the baby makes the face. That was good.
Oh, that's what you liked? Oh, that was pretty good. Let's get it again.
It was pretty good. The baby's face. I don't have any comment on my own face.
I think you did a great job there.
I appreciate that. Yeah. I lost the nostril flaring competition, so I needed to redeem myself.
Yeah. All right. Really a tour de force of a show today. These Tuesdays are just fantastic. Loving the Tuesdays.
I try to keep it on the rails, but I got a text from Don Tahasik.
Really?
I like him being like a mysterious.
He couldn't get in the chat? Oh.
Scare.
Oh, and we got clarification on whether it's Don or Donta. Any relation to Don Smolensky?
No.
Any relation to Dominic Hasek?
No. He has relation to somebody, but that's all I'm going to say. I like to leave him as a mysterious figure now. It's kind of fun.
Okay, I have my guesses.
Yeah. You've been bad at guessing today.
Are you going to reveal where you're ticklish?
No. You guessed and you guessed wrong. Tune in next Tuesday.
All right. That'll do it for this episode of the PHLY Eagles podcast. Back tomorrow at 2:00. EJ will be live at the NovaCare Complex. Jamie and Rich leading you through, but we'll also hear from Adam Hogue, our All-City NFL insider, talking ball with him. Back on Thursday, the three of us will go over Swooper. On Friday, we got the professor. So lots of good stuff coming this week. Don't miss episode 3 of Unblocked with Brandon Graham on the BG Unblocked YouTube channel tomorrow at 11:00. Thank you, Julia, once again. And we'll close by saying congratulations again on release day to our friend Bjorn Borg. We love you wherever you are. And for all the rest of you, go buy it. And as always, we love you.
We all silly like the mayor.